Hi everybody, I'm Ezra, cannabis consultant. I'm going to talk about cannabis and sleep today. How to get it, how to get the most out of it, and what to look out for in terms of the pitfalls of using cannabis for sleep. So welcome to my live cast. You can also reach out to me at ezrahelps.com and schedule a consultation if you'd like. So first, when I'm talking about cannabis and sleep with clients, no sleep drug or cannabis is a cure-all. When I'm sitting down with somebody, I still have to take a full health history. It's really important to understand what is driving their insomnia. Is it sleep? Just waking up in the middle of the night? Is it difficulty going to sleep? Is it stress related? How long have they been experiencing it? Do they have a job that they can't get out of? What are the various forces that are affecting the sleep? And this is what I do when I'm sitting down with somebody. I'm not just a doctor seeing somebody, for a few minutes and prescribing something. That's the whole point of having a holistic approach to using something like cannabis, is to really get a whole health history from the person. So then I talk about THC and CBD. So first of all, you're watching, thanks for joining. It asked me if you wanted to see the screen. I hope you can see it. Ask a question if you need to. So THC and CBD for sleep, they're not cure-alls. They are not going to be this miracle cure. THC is sedative. It does help millions of people sleep. There is scientific data to back up people needing to sleep or using cannabis for sleep and THC for sleep. But it does actually reduce the REM sleep. So you don't go as deep when you are using cannabis for sleep. This is fine if you're not using cannabis or not using other medications and then you're not sleeping at all. I mean, you'd rather have just light REM sleep than no sleep whatsoever. So it can be better. And also there's, a lot of people talking about and they haven't done any studies on this, but the reduction of dreams. So some people find that when they go off cannabis, their dreams come back up really strongly. So THC has its downfalls. But then again, it's such a sedative for some people, done right, that people really swear by it for sleep. And I think it's just a great alternative to sleep medications, which aren't really addressing the deeper problem, and they're not natural. So some people who really want to go towards something a little bit more non-toxic and natural are seeking cannabis. So THC is a Band-Aid, but it's a natural one. And CBD, on the other hand, is a toner. CBD can have a deeper effect at bringing someone's nervous system back into a stable, regulated state so that their sleep is more natural and more healthy. But this can take a long time. So when I'm working with a client one-on-one, working with my CBD products or advising them on how to use THC products, it can take several weeks of going back and forth and saying, okay, what should the dose be? How do we use it properly to get the right sleep? It's important to remember that CBD is a stimulant as well. So they're doing trials on CBD to help people stay awake, drivers and whatnot, stay awake. So usually they find that at low doses, CBD is a stimulant. It helps actually increase the procognition, the actual wakefulness of the user, but at heavier doses, it is sedative. So that's something helps to work with an expert and figure out, okay, how do I use CBD? Am I at the right dose? Do I need to go up or down? And then people find that it can take a month or two before they really get the effects of CBD. It has to be systemic. It has to allow the body to allow the CBD to tone over time. I'm going to take a break real quick just to see if there's any questions in the group. I want to make sure everyone is connected here. Looking good so far. Welcome, everybody. So it's also important to remember that THC tolerance goes up. So I have clients who are taking a few drops of THC or CBD. They are finding that that's all they need. Just a few drops at night really helps them sleep. But some people find they go up and up and up with THC. So they start off at 3 drops, things are fine, but then it goes to 10 drops and 20 drops and 50 drops. So I have clients who are doing 98 drops, maybe 40 milligrams of THC every night for sleep. That's fine. If it works for them and it fits in their budget, that's okay. But there is a point of diminishing returns where you're taking so much THC into your system. If you're not addressing the underlying issues that are causing your sleep, you know, that stressful job, using screens at night, eating too late in the evening, then the THC can only do so much before it stops working, and no increased dose is going to help. And that's why it's good to have CBD, because we're really trying to tone the system and get the system to go back to normal the way it should. THC isn't really toning the system. It's just kind of helping like a sleeping pill would each night. Once you go off THC, your sleep issues can come back. If you're on CBD for an extended period of time, some people find that it actually tones their system to where they can fade out. They can actually reduce their CBD, and their issues don't come back. Their sleep remains stable and healthy. So let me go into a little bit into the what to use. So if you watch any of my live cast videos or come to me in person, I'm a real stickler for the ingestion methods. So a lot of people smoke cannabis. Millions of people find they just smoke a few puffs of cannabis at night. They feel that that is enough for them. And by the time the cannabis wears off, they use an indica strain. This is a sedative strain. And by the time it wears off, it's sedating their body, and they have a great night's sleep. Those are very lucky people. For others, just a little bit of smoke into the system as it goes quickly to the brain stimulates the brain. And even if it's an indica or a sedative strain, it's keeping them thinking and worrying and having anxiety late into the night, and they're not able to sleep well. And that's why I say moving to an oil. An oil is like a slow release pill. The oil goes into the gut, it goes into the digestive tract, and the energy of the cannabis or the THC or CBD is affecting the lower part of the body. It begins to sedate and activate and bring to regulation the lower part of the body, the second brain in the gut, as it were. And then this sends feedback back to the first brain. First brain learns that the body is calm, is chilled out, and then that first brain can go to sleep, can stop thinking so much. So sometimes an oil is a much more efficient and effective tool for sleep. A lot of people also wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning. And so even though they smoked at 8 o'clock at night, you know, by the time the smoked cannabis is out of the system by 3 a.m., as far as affecting them in a sedative way, then they're waking up again. So an oil can be good. You know, you take it right before you hit the pillow at night, and it goes into the system, into your GI tract, and works slowly over time so that that 3 a.m. period comes about and the body is still feeling that sedation. So that's basically it. I do encourage people to reach out to me if they're using cannabis and they're not getting the sleep results that they want to, or also people who are using conventional medications. There's a lot of medications like benzodiazepines. These are Valium, Ativan, things like that, that can help people sleep, but they can, some people can be dependent upon those drugs in a very uncomfortable and challenging way. And they're never quite, those drugs aren't really addressing the problem. So when you're dealing with somebody like me with a cannabis consultation, I spend 90 minutes with each client. I spend time talking out what their patterns are in their life, what is actually contributing to the sleep, and how we can insert cannabinoids into that system. And then they can work with their doctor to reduce those harmful medications, or at least the medications that they may not feel very empowered by or want to continue, because yes, they might help them sleep, but they feel groggy in the morning, etc. So there's a way of really tweaking a cannabis dose so that it's an appropriate amount for quality sleep. And then there's a real beauty, of course, that happens when you have a user who gets benefits from sleep and then learns to grow their own cannabis. So in the state of Massachusetts, where I am, it's legal for anyone over 21 to grow. If they're growing their own cannabis, producing a strain that they know is sedative for them, then they create what I call a closed medical loop. This is a loop where you're actually nurturing and formulating your own medicine, and then delivering that to yourself. You're keeping the plant alive and healthy, and you then harvest that plant and keep yourself healthy, which I think is the ultimate sort of traditional medical marijuana model of keeping it off the streets and just in the home where adults can use it and get the real benefits from it. So thanks for joining. You can reach out to me at ezrahelps.com or join my Facebook group here, Ezra Helps. And if you know anyone who is interested in sleep and cannabis, have them reach out to me. Thank you so much for joining.